Lesson 8. Map and address your buyer's objections. A customer may have the right problem and a solution that fits. They may even be ready to buy, but they will still hesitate. That hesitation is an objection. Objections are not rejections. They are requests for more information. This lesson requires your problem to offer map and pain hierarchy. In this episode, you will list every objection you hear, map them to problems, prepare responses, and incorporate them into your marketing. Let's remove the final barrier to purchase. A customer may have the right problem and a solution that fits. They may even be ready to buy, but they will still hesitate. That hesitation is an objection. Objections are not rejections. They are requests for more information. Objections are the final barrier between your customer and their decision to buy. This lesson teaches you to map those objections to the problems you have identified. Objections are not a sign of failure. They are a sign that the customer is close to buying but needs reassurance. You will learn the common objection types: price, authority, trust, and urgency. You will map each objection to a specific problem from your pain hierarchy. The output is an objection map, a document that tells you exactly what to say to remove the final barrier to purchase. First, an objection is a request for more information. It is not a rejection. Second, objections often hide a deeper concern. Is this worth the investment? Or can I trust you? Third, mapping objections to problems reveals the gaps in your messaging. Fourth, the best sales process anticipates objections and addresses them before they are raised. And finally, a thorough objection map is a tool for your sales team, your website, and your marketing. You have two frameworks. First, the objection map. This lists every customer objection and maps it to a specific customer problem. It includes the response that addresses the objection. Second, the objection awareness matrix. This categorizes objections by type: price, authority, trust, and urgency. It helps you structure your responses effectively. You have mapped the problems. You have mapped the triggers. You have connected them to your offer. But even with all that work, your customer will still hesitate. They will ask, is this really going to work? Or can I afford this? Or is there a better option? These are objections. They are not a sign that your customer is disinterested. They are a sign that they are close to buying but need one more piece of reassurance. This lesson is about mapping those objections and preparing the response. You will create an objection map that every member of your team can use to remove barriers to purchase. The objection map you build here is a tool for your sales team, your website, and your marketing. The output for this lesson is your objection map. Let's build your objection map. First, list every objection you hear. Write down every objection you have ever heard from a customer or prospect. Include price concerns, trust concerns, and questions about results. For example, objection: it's too expensive. I'm not sure it will work for my business. Do you have case studies? Next, map objections to problems. For each objection, connect it to a specific customer problem. What concern is the objection really about? For example, objection: it's too expensive. Map to problem. They are afraid of wasting money on something that does not work. Now, prepare a response for each objection. Write a short script or response for each objection. Use the customer's language. Address the concern directly. For example, response: I understand the concern. We actually offer a guarantee, so if it does not work, you get your money back. Let me show you how we do that. Finally, incorporate responses into your marketing. Identify where in your marketing you can proactively address each objection. A FAQ section is a good place to start. For example, FAQ: do you offer a guarantee? Answer: yes, we do. If you do not see results in 30 days, we will refund your money. Pause the video and complete these 4 steps. Your to-do list. First, write down every objection you have heard. Second, map each objection to a specific customer problem from your pain hierarchy. Third, write a response to each objection. Fourth, identify where in your marketing you can address these objections proactively. And finally, complete the exercise and reflection to finalize your objection map. Your objection map is a sales and content tool. Let's look at the Pipedrive case. Pipedrive, a CRM for sales teams, found that prospects would often hesitate at the end of the sales call. They would say, "We like it, but we need to think about it." The sales team could not see a pattern in why people said no. What they did was begin tracking objections. They discovered the most common objection was not price or features, but trust. Will the team actually use it? They built a case study library that addressed this trust gap. The result was a 20% increase in close rate, improved sales call efficiency, and streamlined customer onboarding. Now apply this. First, identify. What is the most common objection you hear? Is it price, trust, or fear of change? Second, what to do? Using your objection map. What is one response you can add to your sales process that addresses the most common objection before it is raised? Third, the outcome. If you addressed the most common objection before it was raised, what specific change would you see in your sales metrics? Pause and write your answers. Here are some tips. The most common shortcut is to list objections, but not map them to problems. This happens when you see objections as separate from the customer's pain. Real completion looks like a map where every objection is connected to a problem and has a prepared response. Your objection map allows you to respond with confidence. And the trap is assuming objections are about price. Price objections are often a cover for trust objections. Pause the video and open your workbook to the Lesson 8 worksheet. For each objection, write what the customer says, the problem it hides, and your response. This map is a reference for sales and marketing. Use it to train your sales team and to build FAQs that prevent objections. Track your progress. Check objections listed when you have written down every objection you have heard. Check objections mapped to problems when each objection is connected to a specific problem. Check responses prepared when you have a written response for each objection. And check responses in your marketing when you have identified where to proactively address objections. You have built an objection map. This map removes the final barrier to purchase. This lesson's output is your objection map. Use the calculator to check your objection coverage. Count the number of objections you have named. The benchmark is at least 5. Count the number of objections mapped to problems. The goal is all of them. Count the number of objections with a prepared response. The goal is all of them. A gap in your map is a gap in your sales process. For this exercise, find a colleague or friend. Have them play the role of a skeptical customer. Ask them to raise every objection from your map. Respond using your prepared responses. Record the conversation. Listen back. Does it feel natural? Edit your responses based on how it felt. For reflection, which objection makes you most uncomfortable? Why? What does that discomfort reveal about your confidence in your product? What would you need to change to respond with conviction? For research, look up the work of Chris Voss on negotiation and no-oriented questions. His approach to dealing with objections is a powerful technique. Read a summary and consider how it applies to your map. For action, pick the most common objection from your map. This week, redesign a piece of your website or marketing content to proactively address it. Track whether it reduces the frequency of that objection. This is your homework. Next time, we build a continuous discovery habit to keep your problem map current.